Hello, Robert here. Welcome to my new YouTube channel. I'm a beekeeper, contractor, and homesteader. This channel will follow projects I'm working on, things that are happening at the farm, ideas I have, and my thoughts on life in Canada. This year I'm planning to expand my operation to 150 hives. This is so I can sell more bees in the spring, teach people how to keep bees, and of course, harvest more honey, pollen, and wax. Last spring, I planted rows of sunflowers very close to one of my bee yards. Watching hundreds of bees go back and forth full of pollen and nectar got me thinking, why not set up an apiary that has a wide range of forage available close by? The goal would be to provide early, mid, and late season nectar sources for the bees, and also an opportunity for people to easily observe the bees at work. Be taking this sled out. We still have a bit of snow. You coming, Sophie? Don't have a GoPro, but I do have some duct tape and an old phone. You want this ball, don't you? Are you gonna bring your ball? What are you doing, Sophie? What are you doing? I don't think you can bring that ball. My wife and I live just outside of the Hockley Valley with our 3 children. We met at York University, where I was studying English and philosophy. Thinking I'd join my wife at Teachers College, I wised up and started a roofing company. Several years later, contracting still pays the bills, but I'm optimistic I can build a business around my joy of beekeeping. More bees mean more places to keep the bees. On the farm there is an old ruin of a homestead. It has about an acre of land surrounded by a lot of red pine and blue spruce. There is a pond and a river within a few hundred yards, and a good clear southern exposure. I love old structures. I don't know who built this homestead, but I can see that long before it was a ruin, it was someone's dream. The forests are quite mature, but show signs they were once productive fields. Power became available in the 30s, but there's no indication this home was ever on grid. It was likely abandoned long before the Second World War. My first foreman was a bit of a tyrant, but he knew how to motivate. Yells of, "If there's a time to lean, there's a time to clean," still echo in my mind. I can't plant or keep bees this time of year, but I can clear and clean up the deadwood, brush, and blowdown from around this ruin, and plan out this project. I've yet to work out a layout, but I'm thinking about planting a wide variety of both annuals and perennials. Passion flower and morning glory vines growing up the stone walls, lilacs, milkweed, and raspberries along the tree line, peonies, tulips, and crocus around the foundation, clover, buckwheat, and more sunflowers planted in the open areas. I'll probably keep a dozen or so hives here. This will be the yard I record beekeeping videos and teach people about bees and beekeeping. Sophie waiting patiently. Gave her a haircut. She's probably regretting it. Still needs to finish. But the moral of the story, don't have a roofer cut your hair and you'll be all right. More and more people are becoming weary of the rate new technologies are being adopted without even considering the cost. Technology and change aren't necessarily bad, but the last few years have shown us standing still is no longer an option. We're all on a fast-moving train to a brave new world. Well, I think that's it for today. Show you what progress I made here. Decent pile of brush. Neil Postman writes, "It is a mistake to suppose that any innovation has a one-sided effect. Every technology is both a burden and a blessing, not either or, but this and that." When I look at this ruin and consider the type of people it would have taken to build it, there were no power tools or contractors for hire, tractors, electricity, or Amazon Prime. There was a small community, most of whom had crossed the Atlantic in hopes of working toward a better life for themselves and their children. When you look at this ruin, you see that we have changed just as much as the technology we use. Ready to go? Ready to go? We better go.